Welcome back to Wildcat Week, presented by Amplify Media. I'm your host, Abby Harvey, and we are bringing to you episode 6 of season 4, spotlighting the newly formed team on campus, our Esports Team. Before we get into things, here's Isaac Wolf for another segment of Crossroads League in Review.
I'm Isaac Wolf with your Crossroads League Week in Review. In men's basketball, this week's headliner is Grace, but for all the wrong reasons. The Lancers dropped their first game of the season at Huntington on Wednesday, 99-79. Zach Goodline willed the Foresters to victory with 39 points and 7 assists. Lane Sparks added 19 points in 37 minutes for Huntington, but it was the perimeter defense for the Foresters that won them this game. Grace shot just 1 of 19 from 3 as a team in the loss. Ian Scott posted 17 points, 9 rebounds, and 6 assists for the Lancers, while Elijah Malone added 22. They were about the only two that had it going for Grace, though. The Lancers still remain at the top of the conference with now just a 1-game lead over Indiana Wesleyan. The number 6 Wildcats had a successful 2-0 week to help close the gap on Grace in the conference standings, beating Taylor and Mount Vernon to move to 23-3. Javen Buchanan averaged 24 points per game in the 2 victories, and junior Griffin Cleaver scored his 1,000th career point in Saturday's 110-78 win over Mount Vernon. Number 22 Bethel lost both games this week, one to Marion on Wednesday and at Grace on Saturday. Drew Lutz averaged 21.5 points per game across the 2 losses. Bethel now falls to 5th in the conference with a conference record of 9-7. In women's basketball, number 2 Marion took care of Bethel and St. Francis this week. They scored 76 points in each matchup. Ella Collier led the Knights, averaging 21.5 points per game in the 2 wins. Number 4 Indiana Wesleyan put up a pair of blowout wins. They defeated Taylor 99-76 on Wednesday and Mount Vernon 93-55 on Saturday. Taylor Folkema averaged 21.5 points per game for the week for the Wildcats. Those performances set up a showdown this Saturday between Marion and IWU, set to take place at Marion. The 2 teams will fight for a share of the conference title. The Crossroads League Indoor Track and Field Championships took place this weekend in Indianapolis. For the 5th year in a row, Marion won the men's championship. The Knights' 5th consecutive championship is the longest streak in Crossroads League history. Marion broke their own team record for team score, and get this, the Knights not only took home the men's championship, but the women's as well, and that's their 3rd consecutive championship. Props to Marion for their domination. As for this week's Crossroads League awards, the Women's Basketball Player of the Week is Ella Collier of Marion. Collier helped number 2 Marion improve to 16-0 in conference play with 21.5 points, 3.5 assists, 2 blocks, and 2 steals per game in a pair of wins. Collier shot 51.6% from the field and committed just 1 turnover in her 79 minutes of action. The Men's Basketball Player of the Week is Zach Goodline of Huntington. As said earlier, Goodline posted a monster game in Huntington's 99-79 upset of number 1 Grace, ending the Lancers' bit of a perfect season with 39 points, 7 assists, and 3 steals. Goodline also added 23 in a win at SAU and averaged 31 points, 6 assists, and 2.5 steals into the 2 critical wins. The Women's Indoor Track and Field Track Athlete of the Week is Claire Lang of Marion. Lang was named the most outstanding female track athlete of the Crossroads League Championships, helping Marion to win the title with wins in the 600, 4x400 relay, and 4x800 relay. Lang hit A standards in all 3 and then added a runner-up showing in the 800. The Women's Indoor Track and Field Field Athlete of the Week is Ariana Benjamin of Marion. Benjamin's performance led Marion to the Crossroads League Championship and resulted in being named the most outstanding field athlete of the meet. Benjamin won the weight throw and shot put with A standard efforts to fuel MU's championship weekend. The Men's Indoor Track and Field Track Athlete of the Week is Oliver Lafrang of Marion. Lafrang was named the men's MVP of the Crossroads League Championships after posting a trio of A standards in Marion's dominant team title. Lafrang won the 400 and the 4x400 relay and finished 2nd in the 200. The Men's Indoor Field Athlete of the Week is Ridge Willard of Indiana Wesleyan. Willard was named the Crossroads League Championship's most outstanding field athlete on the men's side after winning the heptathlon with the 3rd best point total in the NAIA this season and adding an A standard performance and 3rd place showing in the pole vault. The Women's Bowler of the Week is Amanda Kouros of Indiana Wesleyan. Kouros took home 1st place in the final Crossroads League bowling tournament of the season. Kouros led Indiana Wesleyan with a 246 in the first game and finished with 847 pins for a 211 average. The Men's Bowler of the Week is Daniel Brzezinski of Huntington. Brzezinski won the individual title at the 4th and final Crossroads League tourney of the season. The Huntington senior knocked down 897 pins and averaged 224.3 over his 4 games. The Baseball Player of the Week is Austin Carr of Grace. Carr powered Grace to a 3-1 series win at Tennessee Southern by hitting 500 over 12 at-bats. Among his 6 hits were 1 double and 2 home runs as the senior knocked in 8 and scored 3 runs of his own. The Baseball Pitcher of the Week is Gage Gongwer of Taylor. Gongwer took the win in relief of number 9 Taylor's upset win at number 1 and previously unbeaten Southeastern. Gongwer tossed 2.1 scoreless innings of relief after entering in the 5th and saw TU rally from a 6-3 deficit to secure the 11-9 win. The Softball Player of the Week is Bianca Diamond of Goshen. Diamond continued her strong start to the year by collecting hits in 3 of 4 at-bats during a split against St. Francis of Illinois. The sophomore outfielder homered twice, drove in 3, and stole 2 bags in the doubleheader. The softball pitcher of the week is Emily Hamp of Spring Arbor. Hamp picked up 26 strikeouts in 11.2 innings of work over 2 starts for Spring Arbor and went 1-1 in the circle with a 1.20 ERA in those outings. Hamp fanned 15 in a 3-2 loss at Oakland City before retiring 11 on strikes in 5 shutout innings to earn a win at Brescia. That's all for this week with your Crossroads League Week in Review. I'm Isaac Wolf.
Since Mike is still out with his shoulder surgery, I brought in our Crossroads League and Review guy, Isaac Wolf, to co-host with us. And today from the Esports team, we have sophomore Drew Busman and freshman Jonathan Evans with us today.
Thank you guys for joining us. And to start things off, I just want to hear how you got into the realm of gaming.
I can start. Thanks for having us, by the way. So I kind of started playing video games since I was young, about middle school, and I've played pretty much ever since and never stopped. That's continued into buying a computer, playing games on my computer. So.
Yeah, for me, it's something I've always done since I was young as well. Getting into esports, I had a friend challenge me, said I couldn't do what he did. And I took it personal, so I just got into it.
So when did either of you know that you wanted to join the esports team? Because I know IWU's team is fairly new. So when did you know you wanted to join the team?
So it was kind of last year. I had heard that they were starting esports, and I was interested because I've been playing video games for a long time. And I wanted to see, okay, what games are they're going to offer. And there wasn't really anything I was interested in until I had happened to look over the summer and saw that they were offering a Valorant team, which is a game I play quite often. So I just reached out to the coach and was able to join. So,
signing up for the college, I saw that they had an esports team, and having come from esports in my high school for a few years, I was like, I'll check it out, see what it's about. And they had Valorant, which I also play,
So how is the team dynamic, and what do the coaches do to encourage a healthy team in this scenario?
So it was kind of interesting coming in because we had a few sophomores, myself, and then freshmen, and all of us were just super new to it. And our coaches had experience with coaching other games, but he hasn't had specific experience with Valorant. So it's been a lot of learning for all of us, but it's been a lot of teamwork as well, and it's kind of challenged all of us, but.
Yeah, it's been really interesting. He's had us do a lot of our physical workout portion together, and then we've started a Bible small group outside of our practice time, which has really helped us grow closer and connect. I met Mateo through the tech team. I met Poff through the tech team. Ian has a ministry major, so I see him out and about near Noggle all the time, and I've gotten to know Drew pretty well, so I connect with them personally on multiple accounts. But as a team, it's been interesting because they're also higher ranked than I am, being freshmen, and so seeing how they interact with the game, it's been challenging but rewarding.
Explain the physical element that you just referred to a little bit earlier.
Yeah, so because it is a college sport, we are required to do a physical portion of practices. So we go to the rec team every day and have a small workout time, whether it be doing laps around the track or something physically challenging.
Interesting. So obviously I've know too much about this sport in general, so explain how the season kind of works, because I know there's different rosters technically for each game, right?
Yeah, so currently right now we have Rocket League and Valorant. We're a part of the Valorant team, but we're 2 separate rosters. We're in this league. It's called NECC, and it's on this website called League OS. So we can go on there and we see our team IWU, and then we can see games that are upcoming. And we kind of have linked also to our profiles our Valorant tracker, which kind of tells you what rank we are, or how much we've played, kind of what characters we play. And then so you can kind of look at that for other teams as well to kind of get an idea of who you're playing or how good they'll be.
So how does the season kind of schedule out? When technically is your season, or is it all year?
It's all year. So we play in 2 different leagues. So the NECC is fall and spring, and we play those games Monday nights. And it's a best of 3. So we'll pick and ban maps, and then if we win 2-0, we won't play the third map, obviously. And then the other league we play is it's called the GLEC, which is a fall league, and those games fall on Saturdays.
So coming into a newly formed team since this started last semester, is that correct?
Yeah.
What were you guys expecting since it was all very new?
Going into it, I wasn't expecting much. A lot of my high school team was also new, and so I haven't really had like a set team or set program to run into. I was expecting something a little similar where it would be mostly team bonding and getting to see how we play off of each other more than like targeting key parts of the game. And so I was open to essentially meeting new people.
Oh, yeah, for me. So I played soccer in high school, so I kind of came in with like, oh, it's just going to be like, yeah, we'll practice, play games kind of along those lines. But it became a lot more. It was just, it was different. It kind of turned like me playing Valorant from something I do for fun into a competitive aspect. And it was like changing my view on it and like coming to practice every day, like making sure like, okay, this is a sport. Like I have to put my all into it just as I would if I was like playing soccer in high school.
So you mentioned practice every day. What's kind of the weekly schedule for you guys?
So we have right now our games are on Monday nights, and then we practice Tuesday through Fridays. Tuesdays we kind of look at like a VOD, which is we'll record the games we play on Monday nights or games we play together as a team, and we'll go over it to see like what we can work on, what mistakes we're making, and then we'll play some matches together as a team. And then Wednesdays we'll kind of either go over map strategies or play games. And then Thursdays, kind of same thing. And then Fridays, also similar, but like tonight we have a scrim. So we'll try to find either high schools or other schools that have esports teams that have similarly ranked players so we can get some more experience.
When it comes to your guys' spiritual life, what does the team do to bring everyone closer to Christ and like grow in that aspect?
So before every practice and every game, we always pray in and then like pray out as we're leaving practice. And then as John mentioned, our coach started that Bible study on Wednesdays for us. So that's been really helpful in my spiritual journey, just like being able to connect with the guys on a level that you wouldn't necessarily get just from practice or seeing each other around. So.
Coach also encourages us to like attend chapel or different spiritual events together as well, and we've done that as well. And so it's been nice, getting to walk alongside them, and not just the game, but in our spiritual aspect as well, getting to dive into Scripture.
So the last question is usually people's favorites, but what is your favorite memory so far as being on the team?
I would probably say mine was last semester. We traveled once. I forget the school we traveled to, but it was in Michigan, and it was just a new experience for us, and it was a lot of fun because we like went out to dinner afterwards, and it was just a lot of team bonding that we didn't really get otherwise, and it was just like a really positive memory. So,
mine's the same. I thought we all showed up, played our best, had a lot of good laughs, and it was just overall really fun.
Awesome. Well, that's all we have. It's super quick and easy. Just wanted to hear more about the esports team, especially since it's new on campus. We appreciate you guys coming. And next week, we will spotlight the men's bowling team. It'll be episode 7. And I'm Abby Harvey here with guest hosts Isaac Wolf and our guest Drew and Jonathan here on Wildcat Week, brought to you by Amplify Media.